was the perfect evening for a wedding reception. The guests were all there. There was a cool breeze in the air. The glasses were clinking on the side, and the music was thumping. From where I was standing, I could hear it. The wedding was for a friend of a brother, my elder brother. So the music was somewhat dated. There were some music groups such as the Gap Band, Fantastic Voyage, Cameo. Yes, some of you may have never heard of them. I got to know them through my brother. It was at this wonderful event that the seed was planted for me to start my journey as a Toastmaster. Madam Toastmaster, fellow guests, and welcome. Today I want to talk about what is my reason for joining as a Toastmaster. Why did I decide to take on and embark on this journey? What is it that drove me on this mission to be a Toastmaster? It is all about the why that we are going to investigate today. I will share with you my reason for joining Toastmasters and hopefully igniting you the reasons why you joined Toastmasters and what makes it all important to you. That evening, as it progressed, something happened. I was with a lady who I was hoping to date, but that fell through. And I had prepared for what I knew would happen. Being a friend of my brother, I knew there was a time they would ask us to say something on the groom and the bride's behalf. And I'd prepared something in my mind, or so I thought, but I wasn't too sure about it. Therefore, when the call was made finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to toast the bride and the groom, I walked up to the rest of the crowd, but strategically, I stood by a pillar. Hoping I would be ignored, it went round and different people gave their announcements. And then I caught his eye and he caught my eye and I could see the cheek in his eye. He was planning something and he said, Gitonga, your turn, say something. At that moment, I opened my mouth to speak and my world just became like a tunnel vision. I felt the heat building up under my jacket and I could hear my heart thumping in my ears. I said something, I'm not so sure what it is, but evidently people were confused when I said it. The MC cracked a little joke and people laughed. And that is when I vowed that this would never happen again. My reasons, my whys, is because that evening I was extremely embarrassed by that time. Because this lady who I was aspiring to be with smiled at me in a weak way, meaning I had no chance. I was embarrassed because I was not able to convey a message of importance to others. And I knew that came because I lacked the confidence. And I vowed again, this would never, ever, ever, ever happen to me again. And thus began my journey as a Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, this has become a lifelong mission. And this evening is one reason that we're all here, just like you. So my question is, what is your why, ladies and gentlemen? I want us to be able to share something together. Right now, in your chat, have a look at it. I am sharing with you a link. This link will take you to a survey form in which you can share with us your reason why, in which you can explore also in your mind the reason why you decided to be a Toastmaster. I had two primary reasons on why I decided to be a Toastmaster. These were then, I wanted to build my confidence and I wanted to speak well. Those were two primary key ingredients. And that quote I put on the side because it's so very important that your mind must be engaged before you put your mouth in gear so that I could say something of value when I delivered the talk to whomever I needed to deliver it to. These are the two primary things that have driven me as I move forward in my journey as a Toastmaster. My question to you, ladies and gentlemen, what is your reason? Are you still on your journey? Can we look back and figure out why is it we're still working here? Why are so many of us online on Tuesday evening listening to these speeches? Others who have sweated and are working and are planning to deliver their speeches. What prompted you to join Toastmasters? What drives you each and every week or weekend to participate, to compete? Do you still have your goal in mind? Does that fire need to be reignited? I do not know what our different reasons are. I know my reasons, But I hope, even as we call you and encourage you to join Toastmasters, when I see the different emails that come through, the reasons are varied, but we all enjoy them. And we have a purpose that we're here for, to be able to do so. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as that happens, as we remember our why, there is something I would like us to share together. Share with us 1 or 2 words of what it is that you think about Toastmasters. I want to make this interactive. Let us go to this site. There it is, menti.com. Can we all see that? METI.com. Write that down, plug that into your phone or your laptop, and then use this code 6571666. That's the word. I will put the same link on, well, I will not put it because I'll get lost with that one, but that it is, menti.com, 1 word or 2 words that describes what it is that makes you want to be a Toastmaster. As this happens, we will see something happening on the screen, if it stays up. And it is part of the reasoning on why we have all joined Toastmasters. I hope somebody's plugging in something else. But regardless, remember that the passion that we're here, the reason that we're all here, is to develop ourselves in one way or the other in our leadership and communication skills. Exciting, rewarding. Those are some of the words that we are looking at. Look at that, challenging. All these are the different words that we're using to express why it is we're here as Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, as you continue inputting your different reasons on why you want to be a Toastmaster, remember, this is why. You want to be the best orator. You want to grow in your leadership. You want to be inspiring. Wonderful. I too want to be better in all that I'm doing. And I hope too that as you continue in this journey, you will continue to pursue the path of being a Toastmaster. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I must avow, Gitonga's speech made me remember this old saying from 2006, that impossible is nothing. And that's what Gitonga's speech reminded me of, because he pulled off the impossible in his speech. And I'll get into that in a moment. I'll start with the title. What's your reason? Crisp, clean, ties in directly with the topic. Next, I wouldn't do his speech justice if I didn't comment on the background where it seems like he's sitting at the front of a classroom. And I think that's effective for this particular speech. Now his opening, he started with a story, which is ideal. And the way he told his story, he helped us visualize and feel the mood. I actually felt like I was at that wedding and I was enjoying myself up until he talked about his nervous experience. And even then I empathized with him. And this story wasn't just a random, irrelevant story. It tied in directly with his topic. I'll go into the slides, which is the key area of focus for this project. They were colorful, they were neat, they were simple, they were bright, and overall they were just pleasant to view. And I did feel that they enhanced Gitonga's speech overall. I liked how he categorized his slides into broad areas of his speech, or the main points of his speech were captured in these slides. For example, why did you join? And he also took us through his why, which he titled My Why. I also like the fact that Gitonga as VPM, in true Toastmasters spirit, he killed 2 birds with 1 stone, whereby he's trying to enhance the member experience with his speech by asking the thought-provoking question and making us reflect, why did you join Toastmasters? And in the process, encouraging us to better embrace Toastmasters. And I feel he did this effectively. What else I liked about Gitonga's speech is that he's a powerful speaker. He's confident and at ease. There was an air of credibility when he was speaking. His language and vocabulary, my goodness. He talked about chink in his eye and many other good examples I'm sure the grammarian might pick up on. His gestures and his facial expressions, very effective. Now, this is the part where I say he's a wizard or a magician. He not just had the slides, but he shared 2 links to polls which is very ambitious, I would say, but he pulled it off. There was no technical hitch whatsoever. And the icing on the cake, and this is why he's a magician, is that he gave us instant feedback within a 5 to 7 minute speech on the links he shared with us. He got us to fill the forms or the links, and he gave us some responses right in the middle of, or at the end of his speech. Now, of course, I have to share some areas that Gitonga might be able to improve. And for this, I'll just focus on two main areas. One is what makes him a magician, but I also have to comment on the other side of it, which is it might, for us as the audience member, and speaking for myself, it was a little bit difficult shifting from looking at Gitonga and the slides and listening to the speech, and then moving into the links and then coming back, not once, but twice with two different platforms. Perhaps what I can suggest is in future, maybe you could use multiple choice questions rather than one where we have to come up with an original answer. And I think why not use the Zoom polling option, which would have allowed us to not have to leave the platform, but just select the response on the screen. And the second area I'll focus on is very brief. The font, when it comes to the slide MyWhy and menti.com, also when you shared menti.com, the font was a little small. I'd encourage that you would try and make it large enough so that at first glance, it's easy for someone to see what's captured on the screen. So these are the two main areas. And to challenge yourself, I would suggest that you put yourself in the mind of an audience member and see how you can make the experience as easy and seamless for them as possible. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.